Ladies and gentlemen, aviation enthusiasts, and curious minds from around the world, welcome aboard this riveting journey through the boundless skies of engineering marvels. Get ready to spread your wings of curiosity as we embark on an exhilarating exploration of the world's most colossal flying wall. Airbus A380. The Airbus A380 is a large wide-body airliner that was developed and produced by Airbus. It is the world's largest passenger airliner and only full-length double-deck jet airliner. Airbus studies started in 1988, and the project was announced in 1990 to challenge the dominance of the Boeing 747-T long-haul market. The then-designated A320 project was presented in 1994. Airbus launched the €9.5 billion, $10.7 billion A380 program on the 19th of December 2000. The first prototype was unveiled in Toulouse on the 18th of January 2005, with its first flight on the 27th of April 2005. It then obtained its type certificate from the European Aviation Safety Agency (ESA) and the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration (FAA) on the 12th of December 2006. Antonov and 225 Maria. The Antonov and 225 Maria Ukrainian, -225. Dream or inspiration, NATO reporting name. Cossack was a strategic airlift cargo aircraft designed and produced by the Antonov Design Bureau in the Soviet Union. It was originally developed during the 1980s as an enlarged derivative of the Antonov An-124 airlifter for the express purpose of transporting Buran-class orbiters. On the 21st of December 1988, the An-225 performed its maiden flight. Only one aircraft was ever completed, although a second airframe with a slightly different configuration was partially built. After a brief period of use supporting the Soviet space program, the aircraft was mothballed during the early 1990s. Towards the turn of the century, it was decided to refurbish the An-225 and reintroduce it for commercial operations, carrying oversized payloads for the operator Antonov Airlines. Multiple announcements were made regarding the potential completion of the second airframe. However, its construction has largely remained on hold due to a lack of funding. By 2009, it had reportedly been brought up to 60 to 70% completion. Stratolaunch aircraft. The Scaled Composites Model 351 Stratolaunch ROC is an aircraft built by Scaled Composites for Stratolaunch systems to carry air-launch-to-orbit Alto rockets, and subsequently repurposed to offer air-launch hypersonic flight testing after a change of ownership. It was announced in December 2011, rolled out in May 2017, won and flew for the first time on April 13, 2019, shortly after the death of founder Paul Allen. The aircraft features a twin fuselage design and the longest wingspan ever flown, at 385 feet 117 meters, surpassing the Hughes H for Hercules Spruce Goose flying boat of 321 feet 98 meters. The Stratolaunch is intended to carry a 550,000-pound 250T payload and has a 1,300,000-pound 590T maximum takeoff weight. The company ceased operations in May 2019, shortly after the first flight, and placed all company assets, including the aircraft, for sale by June 2019. In October 2019, Cerberus Capital Management acquired Stratolaunch Systems, including the Stratolaunch aircraft. Stratolaunch announced in December 2019 that it would now be focusing on offering high-speed flight test services. As of April 2023, the Stratolaunch has flown 10 times, including 3 with a hypersonic test aircraft, and been declared operational. Boeing 747. The Boeing 747 is a large, long-range wide-body airliner designed and manufactured by Boeing Commercial Airplanes in the United States between 1968 and 2023. After introducing the 707 in October 1958, Pan Am wanted a jet to plus 12 times its size to reduce its seat cost by 30%. In 1965, Joe Setter left the 737 development program to design the 747, the first twin-aisle airliner. In April 1966, Pan Am ordered 25 Boeing 747-100 aircraft, and in late 1966, Pratt & Whitney agreed to develop the JT9D engine, a high-bypass turbofan. On September 30, 1968, the first 747 was rolled out of the custom-built Everett plant, the world's largest building by volume. The first flight took place on February 9, 1969, and the 747 was certified in December of that year. It entered service with Pan Am on January 22, 1970. The 747 was the first airplane called a jumbo jet as the first wide-body airliner. The 747 is a 4-engine jet aircraft, initially powered by Pratt & Whitney JT9D turbofan engines, then General Electric CF6 and Rolls-Royce RB211 engines for the original variants. With a 10 abreast economy seating, it typically accommodates 366 passengers in 3 travel classes. It has a pronounced 37.5 wing sweep, allowing a Mach 0.85 for 190 kn, 900 km/h cruise speed, and its heavy weight is supported by 4 main landing gear legs, each with a 4-wheel bogie. The partial double-deck aircraft was designed with a raised cockpit so it could be converted to a freighter airplane by installing a front cargo door. As it was initially thought that it would eventually be superseded by supersonic transports. Hughes H for Hercules Spruce Goose. The Hughes H for Hercules, commonly known as the Spruce Goose, registration in X37602, is a prototype strategic airlift flying boat designed and built by the Hughes Aircraft Company. Intended as a transatlantic flight transport for use during World War II, it was not completed in time to be used in the aircraft made only one brief flight on November 2, 1947, and the project never advanced beyond the single example produced. Built from wood dur mold process because of wartime restrictions on the use of aluminum and concerns about weight, the aircraft was nicknamed the Spruce Goose by critics, although it was made almost entirely of birch. The Hercules is the largest flying boat ever built, and it had the largest wingspan of any aircraft that had ever flown until the twin fuselage-scaled composites Stratolaunch first flew on April 13, 2019. The aircraft remains in good condition. After having been displayed to the public in Long Beach, California from 1980 to 1992, it is now on display at the Evergreen Aviation and Space Museum in McMinnville, Oregon, United States. In 1942, the U.S. War Department needed to transport war materiel and personnel to Britain. Allied shipping in the Atlantic Ocean was suffering heavy losses to German U-boats, so a requirement was issued for an aircraft that could cross the Atlantic with a large payload. Wartime priorities meant the aircraft could not be made of strategic materials, e.g., aluminum. The aircraft was the brainchild of Henry J. Kaiser, a leading Liberty shipbuilder and manufacturer. Kaiser teamed with aircraft designer Howard Hughes to create what would become the largest aircraft yet built. It was designed to carry 150,000 pounds, 68,000 kilograms, 750 fully equipped troops, or 230-ton M4 Sherman tanks. The original designation HK-1 reflected the Hughes and Kaiser collaboration. The HK-1 aircraft contract was issued in 1942 as a development contract and called for 3 aircraft to be constructed in 2 years for the war effort. 7 configurations were considered, including twin-hull and single-hull designs with combinations of 4, 6, and 8-wing mounted wing. The final design chosen was a behemoth, eclipsing any large transport then built. It would be built mostly of wood to conserve metal. Its elevators and rudder were fabric-covered, and was nicknamed the Spruce Goose, a name Hughes disliked, or the Flying Lumberyard. Thank you for your attention.